Hi students, welcome to online class. So today we are going to discuss about chapter 7 Python functions. So already we have discussed about some of the built-in functions. So now in this video we are going to discuss the other built-in functions. So first of all we discuss about min function. So what is mean by min function? So it is used to return the minimum value in the list. So it is going to give only the minimum value. Whatever the minimum value is stored in the list, so that minimum value will be returned as an output. So min and then we want to pass the list name. We want to pass the list name. So let us see an example. A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have given 5 values within square bracket. So the square bracket indicates that is a list. So you will study later about list. What is mean by list? It will be discussed in the upcoming chapters. So you no need to bother about that. So here A is a variable that stores 5 values. So from this 5 value, which is the minimum value? So from that we can easily identify that 1 is a minimum value. 1 is the minimum value. So we are going to use the min function and then we are going to find out the minimum value. Right, now you see this. I am just using the printing statement. Inside the printing statement, I am using the function min and then I am passing the variable a. Right. So the output is minimum value in the list is 1. Right. Let's see in a practical manner. So start. So we can open here ideally Python 3.7. So when I open this, interactive mode programming will be open. So you know very well about script mode programming, control plus N. But now for time constraint I have typed all the programs and then I have already stored here. So I am just opening the program. So min function min, right, min function. So see here A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So after this I am going to run the program. So when I press F5, now you can see the minimum value in the list. It is displayed as 1. Right, I think you might have understood this. Now we can go for the next function, max. So what is mean by max function? It is just opposite to min function. It is used to return the maximum value in the list. Maximum value means highest value. Right, minimum value means lowest value. So here max and then I want to pass the list name. So here A is equal to, I took the same example. A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 values are stored there. So I am going to use the print function and then I am going to use the max function and then I am passing the list name A. So if I find out the maximum value, the output is, it shows as 5. Right. We can see this in a practical manner. So control plus O. So max function. So already I have typed here. So maximum value in the list is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am using the max function. So when I press F5, it shows the result as, it shows the output as maximum value in the list is 5. Right? I think you might have understood this. If I change any value, for example, instead of 5, if I change 8, if I change 2 as 20, now control plus S. So when I press F5, you see here maximum value in the list is 20. Can you understand, students? I think you might have understood this. Right. Now we can go for the next function, sum function. What is mean by sum function? The sum function is used to return the sum of the values in the list. So how many values are stored in the list? Those values will be added together. So we are going to do addition process. Addition of all the values in the list. So sum of list. So the list name should be passed inside the parenthesis. So I took the same example. So I am going to find out the sum of the list is using the sum function. So when I find out the output is 15. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So the result is shown as 15. So now we can see this in a practical manner. So control plus O, sum function. So when I see the sum function, see here. So when I press F5, it shows the output as sum of the list is 15. So instead of these values, if I add some other values, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I go for 10 values, if I save the program, if I again run the program, so now it shows as 55. So I have find out the sum of 1 to 10 numbers. See here 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I am just going to add all the 10 numbers together. Right? I think you have understood this. Now I can go for the next function. So next function is format function. What is mean by format function? The format function is used to return the output based on the given format. So it is going to display the output in the given format. Whatever the format we give, based on that particular format, it is going to return the output. It is going to display the output. So how many formats are there? There are 3 formats are there. First one is binary format, second one is octal format, and third one is fixed point notation. So what is mean by binary format? We know very well about binary. Binary means zeros and ones. Zeros are ones. So whatever the number we are giving, that number will be changed into a binary number. So outputs the number in base 2. Base 2 in the sense, the binary numbers base is 2. Decimal number base is 10. Octal number base is 8. So here, whenever we go with the binary format, the output will be displayed in the base of 2. So the given number will be changed into a binary number, zeros and ones. So like that, when we go with octal format, the output will be displayed in the output number will be displayed in the base 8. Base 8 means the given number will be changed into octal number. Right? Then last one is fixed point notation. Fixed point notation means displays the number in a fixed point number. Displays the number as a fixed point number. That means the number which contains decimal point and fractional part. If I say 15, 15 is an integer number. It's a whole number. But if I say 15.4537, 15.4537, if I say like that, then that particular number is called fixed point number. We can say that floating point number, because 15.437, here 15 is a whole number, then decimal point, that is 0.437 is a fractional part. So that is what here they are saying it as fixed point notation. Fixed point notation means the number will be displayed in the fixed point manner. Fixed point means decimal point with the fractional part. The default precision is 6 digits. So after the decimal point, the 6 digit number will be displayed. So what is the maximum digits after the decimal point? It can have maximum 6 digit. Right, I think you might have understood this. So binary format means the number will be displayed in a binary manner, zeros and ones. Octal format means the number will be changed into octal manner, that is the given decimal number will be changed to octal number, that is base of 8. Fixed point notation means the number will be displayed as a fixed point number which contains decimal point and fractional part. Now see the syntax. So format, and then we want to give the value, and then what type of format you need. Format specification. Here we want to specify whether you need binary format or octal format or fixed point notation. So for binary format we want to specify B. For octal format we want to specify O. For fixed point notation we want to specify F. So let us see the example here. Syntax is given here. Format, we want to give the value, and then we want to give the format specification. Right. Now see the example. I have given two variables, x equal to 14, y is equal to 25. So now I am going to print the x value in binary format. I am going to print the x value in binary format. So I am using format. And then first is I want to specify the value or variable. So I have specified the variable x. So the x should be displayed in, what is the format I have given? B. So B represents binary format. So here the x variable will be displayed in the binary format. So like that here another second printing statement. So I am going to print the y value in octal format. So format y comma 0. So that particular format should be specified within single quotes. And then last one is print. Again I am going to print the y value, but not in octal format. I am going to print in fixed point notation. So shortly I have given NOT notation. So format y comma F. F stands for fixed point notation. Now you can see the output. See here, x value is displayed as 1110. So this is the equivalent value for 14. So what is the 14? Equivalent binary number 1110. So what is the equivalent octal number for 25? So just divide 25 by 8. So 3 8s are 24. So 3. So balance is 1. So when I go with 25, its equivalent octal number is 31. You remember the 11th standard conversion formats. Whenever we want to convert the decimal number to octal, divide by 8, L division method. So 3 8s are 24. So balance 1. So 31. Last thing, y value is y value in fixed point notation. So what is a fixed point notation? Which contains decimal point and a fractional part. So 25 point, you can see 0 0 0 0 and then 0 0. So 6 digits. After the point, it shows you 6 digit. Right. Now we can see this in a practical manner. So already I have typed the program. So control plus O, this is format function. So format function. So I have given same program, same values. So control plus S. After saving this, when I press F5, so now you can see the result. What is the result here? So what is the x value? 1110, that is 1110. Equivalent value for 25, 31. Right? Then 25.0000 and then 00. Right? I think you have understood this output. You have understood this format function. Format function is used to return the given number in the particular format. Right? Output is based on the given format. Right? Now we can see the next function, round function. What is mean by round function? Round function means it is used to return the nearest integer to its input. So whatever the input we are giving, it returns the nearest value. It shows the nearest value for the given input. So the round function contains two arguments. The round function contains two arguments. What are the two arguments? First argument is number, and then second argument is n digits. So first argument, a number is used to specify the value to be rounded. So which value you want to round, that particular value should be given in the first argument. Which value you want to round off, that particular value should be given in the first argument. Then what about second argument? Second argument is n digits, that is used to specify the number of decimal digits desired after rounding. So after rounding that particular number, how many decimal digits should be shown on the screen, or how many decimal digits should be displayed after rounding the number. So that should be given in the second argument. So again I repeat, students. So what is mean by round function? Round function means which is used to return the nearest integer to its input. So it returns the nearest value for the given input. So it contains two arguments. First argument is number. Second argument is n digits. So first argument is used to specify the value to be rounded. Which number you want to round off, that number should be given as the first argument. Then second argument is used to specify how many number of decimal digits should be displayed after rounding the number. Here the second argument is optional. So if you need, you can give, otherwise it is not needed. So it is optional. Right, let's see the syntax and example. So first I am going with first example, that is with one argument alone. So round number. See here, x equal to 17.9. X is equal to 17.9. Y is equal to 22.2. So I have given two variables and then two values. When I go with the x value is rounded. So when I round the x value, what happens? Round off x. So 17.9 can be changed as 18. How it can be changed as 18? Whenever the in max you have studied, whenever the value is 17.5 in the time of examination or at the time of paper correction, the teachers might have done this, or else whenever the teachers are distributing the paper, you might have done this. For 68.5, that is 68 and half in Tamil or English, 68 and half, what the teacher will do? So the teacher will round the number. After, when you get 68 and half, your marks will be changed as 69. So like that, here x value is rounded to. So when I round x value, what will happen? 17.9 can be changed as 18. See the output here, x value is rounded to 18. But what about the y value? Y value is rounded to round of y. Here it is 22.2. So this cannot be changed as 23. Why? Because after the decimal point it shows 0.2. When it is after 0.5 we can change it as 23. But it shows 22.2. So we can go with the nearest value is 22. So the output is 22. Right. Now we can see with the second argument. So round number comma n digits. So see the same example, x equal to 17.9. So I am going to use the second argument. X value is rounded to round x comma 0. So I have specified. So number of digits should be displayed as, after the decimal it should contain 0. So here the output is shown as x value is rounded to 18.0. Then see the next printing statement. Print x value is rounded to round x comma 1. So after the decimal digits, how many digits should be displayed? 1 digit. So here the 17.9 is displayed as 17.9. It is not changed as 18.0 or 18, because here we have specified 1 digit should come after the decimal point. So it is never changed. 17.9 is never changed. It is displayed as it is. Right, I think you might have understood these examples. So round function contains two arguments. One is number and another one is n digits. Number is used to specify the which number you want to round off. N digit is used to specify after the decimal point how many digits should be displayed. Right, now you can see this in a practical manner. So we want to open the round function. So first in the first example I will show you with one argument. So see here, round x and y. I am using only first argument alone. Without second argument I am going to show you the output. So now what happens? X value is round to 18. So 17.9 is changed to 18. Then 22.2 is changed as 22. Or else just I will change it as 22.4. Now what will happen? So when I press F5, it shows 22 only. But instead of 22.4, if I change to 22.6, now what happens? Can you see the difference, students? So now it is changed as 23. Why? Because I have changed the y value as 22.6. After the decimal point, if it is more than 5, it changes to the next number, that is 23. Right. Now I will show you the another example, that is round function with the second argument. So with without. So first one is without the second argument. Now I am showing you with the second argument. So first one is without, now with. So when I run this program, it shows the output as, so first x value is 17.9. So when I round x comma 0, it shows 18.0. When I go with the x value is rounded to round x comma 1, it shows 17.9. Whatever the number you like, you can give. For example, if I give 17.954, so when I run this program, so here what happens? Now it is changed to 18.0. Why? Because 17.95 I have given. So it changes to 18.0. But instead of round x comma 2, if I give 2 digits, if I save this and then when I press F5, now what it displays? 17.95. Because here x value is 17.954, 3 digits. I have specified 2 digits, so it displays 17.95. Right? We can go for the next built-in functions. So this is the last built-in function. Power function. You might have studied in Max. What is mean by power function? Means it is used to return the computation means calculation of A into B. A into B. A into B in the sense, here it is not A multiplication B. Here A is raised to the power of B. That means A to the power of B. A to the power of B. So that is called power function. So see the syntax, POW power A comma B. So here we want to give two values. Right? Let's see the example. So I have given A is equal to 5, B is equal to 2. Then C is equal to 3.0. So I am using the print function power A comma B. Power A comma B in the sense A value is 5, B value is 2. So 5 to the power of 2. 5 to the power of 2 means 5 into 5. Now what happens? 25. You can see the output as 25. So like that I have given power, next printing statement, power A comma C. A comma C means 5 to the power of 3.0. So 5 to the power of 3.0 means 5 into 5 into 5. But it is multiplied in a floating point value, that is 3.0. So it shows 5.0 into 5.0, 25.0. Then again 25.0 into 5.0. So it shows 125.0. Right. I think you might have understood this. Let's see this in a practical manner. So power function already you have studied in the max. So a to the power of b. So same method. So a equal to 5, b equal to 2, c equal to 3.0. So when I use power function a comma b, then a comma c. Now you see the result. When I press F5, so 25, a to the power of b 25, b, a to the power of c 125.0. If you want I can change. So instead of 5 we can go with 3. So now what happens? A comma b means 3 to the power of 2. So 3 to the power of 2 means 3 into 3, 9. Right? Then a comma c. So 3 into 3.0, 9.0. Again 9.0 into 3.0, 27.0. Right, let's check this. So see here why it shows like this. Because I have done a change and then I have not yet saved the file. So whenever you run the program, compulsorily you want to save the program. Without saving you should not run the program. So I should give OK to save. So when I run this program, what is the result? 927.0. I think you might have understood these students. These built-in functions may be asked in 2 mark or 1 mark or 3 marks. Sometimes one or more functions may be asked in a 5 mark. So all these functions are very important and then it is very easy to study. So all these built-in functions you might have understood. So let's end the class. So thank you students.